Hi everyone, my name is Emma Benson. I'm with KSL TV, and today is 988 Day. It's a day to bring awareness to that 3-digit number, which is a lifeline, a resource for people experiencing mental health struggles or suicidal thoughts. And today I'm joined by Representative Steve Eliason. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
So as we're talking about 988 Day, you played a major role in bringing this to Utah. The 3-digit number just celebrated its 3-year anniversary. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. We tried for several years to get our own 3-digit number in Utah, and we failed. So we decided to go to the national level, and in 2017, I sponsored a resolution in the Utah legislature calling on Congress to create this number, and Senator Hatch and Congressman Chris Stewart took that call up and sponsored the legislation that has now given us 988 nationwide.
What kind of impact have you seen here in our state over the last 3 years?
We have seen a huge increase in the number of people reaching out for help. A lot of it's the awareness. Everybody can remember 988, 911 for physical health, 988 for mental health. And the crisis is self-defined. So there's no cost, it's confidential. And as that awareness has grown, we've seen huge increased utilization.
And what's so significant is that people are actually able to talk to another human being on the other end of the line. It's not a chat bot or anything like that. It's a real person.
It's always a live, trained person, and there's no AI involved here. And it's 24/7, 365. And the calls are answered locally at the Huntsman Mental Health Institute at the University of Utah.
Mm-hmm. As we talk about mental health here in the state of Utah, how are we doing as a state? We've always ranked pretty high nationwide for suicide rates.
Yeah, so we have lots of challenges. The whole Intermountain West actually has challenges greater than the rest of the nation, some reasons behind that. But we're making a lot of progress in terms of awareness, including with 988, Safe UT for our students and our healthcare workers, law enforcement, military. We have so many resources out there. We now have mobile crisis outreach teams that are kind of like mental health ambulances that are dispatched through 988. And from the top of the state to the bottom of the state, we now have crisis receiving centers open 24/7 that people can go to, like a psychiatric emergency room. So instead of going to the emergency room, they can go to a specialty facility if they're in need of that level of care.
We have that brand new one in South Salt Lake, the Huntsman Mental Health Receiving Center. Have you seen success with that one?
Yes, it opened in April, and they've seen almost 4,000 patients from 22 of our 29 counties. So it is staying very, very busy. It's, again, no refusal. Anybody can go. They accept all forms of insurance, and if somebody can't pay, they have resources to help them also. So someone to call, which is 988, someone to respond, which is a mobile crisis outreach team, and a safe place to go, those are our crisis receiving centers. So we've really built out the crisis continuum in Utah, and we're really a model for the nation.
Yeah. How can we continue, though, to implement these resources and raise awareness, specifically for people in other parts of the state, maybe in more rural areas?
Yeah, so opportunities like this are great. A lot of people still don't know that 988 is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's available 24/7, 365. A lot of people don't know you can text that number also. So if you don't feel like talking to somebody, you can also text. And so getting these resources out, getting everybody trained about the signs of potential suicide and what to say and what resources to direct those people to is also absolutely critical.
Yes, you can call, text, or chat that 3-digit number 988. Can you tell me why this is personal to you, why you've been so heavily involved in this cause?
Yeah, so when I first ran for the legislature, mental health wasn't one of the reasons I did that. But after some children died in my son's middle school and family members having their own challenges, I realized what a pervasive issue it was and really got involved in it. And it's been a huge bipartisan, almost all these bills that we've run have been unanimous. And the state has probably passed more bills and put more money towards this issue relative to our size than probably any other state in the nation. So there's strong support for getting people those resources, making them aware of them through things like the Live On campaign, and making sure that those resources are there and ready for people when they need them.
Yeah. It seems that everyone at some point has been affected by suicide or mental health, whether themselves or a family member or a friend. Any upcoming legislation that we should be aware of?
We're working on a number of bills for this coming session. More to come on that in the near future. One thing I think that people should be aware of, a free resource sponsored by the state of Utah that was created by the legislature, is something called the Live On Ambassador Program. They can go to Instagram and look up Live On Utah. There are 6 10-minute courses they can do, no cost, and it trains anybody on the signs to look for, what to say, and what resources are available. So that's just one of the things that I would encourage people to look into.
Okay, so that's something they can just access by going online. It's a mini course they can take essentially,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great. And I think something else that people are thinking about right now is as we're seeing some federal funding cuts nationwide, how are we looking in the state of Utah when it comes to mental health resources? Are we secure here?
Yeah, we've experienced some of those cuts in the mental health area, but the good news is the state has invested sufficient funds that there are going to be zero cuts in services as far as we can tell. And so the state of Utah stepped up. We don't charge people a phone fee for 988 like some states do. We just pay it directly out of our general fund. So we'll keep an eye on those types of challenges, but we're also super fortunate in the state of Utah. The Huntsman family donated $150 million to create the Huntsman Mental Health Institute, and that is helping a lot of people get access to resources that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Okay, good to know. What do you want Utahns to know who are struggling right now with their mental health?
Yeah, the good news is that there's hope. And everybody experiences dark times, and sometimes it seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But if they just will have enough courage to reach out for help, that can be 988, call, text, go to a crisis receiving center, talk to a friend, there is hope. There's fabulous treatments that work. And the most difficult part, though, is taking that first step to reach out. So encouraging people to become aware of those resources and then access them when they need them or help a friend access those is absolutely critical.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Representative Eliason. Is there anything else this 988 day that you would like people to know?
I think one thing that we need to create more awareness of is we have the Safe UT program for all students in public schools and universities. They can download that app. It's free of charge. They can talk to a licensed clinical social worker at the Huntsman Mental Health Institute 24/7, 365 through the app. They can also report tips about friends who are struggling. Parents can use the app. Most parents don't know you can talk to a licensed clinical social worker any time of the day or night via phone or via chat, text within the Safe UT app. So encourage parents to become aware of that resource and make sure that their children have that on their phone and know that they can use that also.
Okay, yeah, for parents, kids, and educators too,
And
right?
educators, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and for being here again. Today is National 988 Day. We're working to bring awareness to this 3-digit lifeline to help you or those you love who are struggling with mental health. We do have more resources, some of those mentioned today on our website, KSLTV.com, so be sure to check those out and stay tuned as we talk more about this in the rest of our newscast this evening. Thanks for joining us. Take care.